Shelby Oaks had the ability to be a decent horror film in 2025. However, the last 15 minutes really had me thinking, why did it have to end the way it did? Now, this film really originates in a town called Shelby Oaks, where a group of YouTubers that chase paranormal activity disappear. In doing so, this whole case opens up and everybody's trying to figure out what actually happened to these people. No answers are ever figured out. However, one of the girl's sisters, Mia, begins to seek and search for her sister, Riley. She has this feeling that she's out there and she really kind of wants to bring closure to the case 12 years later. Now, what you get in this movie is really shot from an interview style where you have people interviewing Mia and others trying to get details of the case. And where this movie is really strong is you get to see some of the YouTube clips and video of the hunts that they go on. But as you start to have the movie come full circle, you start to see little things that make you realize, okay, we're out of the interview phase. We are now into the real part of the movie. Now, when the hunt for Riley begins, there's really all of these clues that happen from their childhood that Mia starts to pick up on. And I think that allows this movie to make sense. Because when you're looking at Mia's perspective and how much this situation has impacted her life, she begins to kind of reminisce on the things that she remembers about Riley. Whether it's something that they did as a kid with their mom or certain clues of suspicious things, it all comes together. Now, like I said, this movie had all of the makings to be decent. But then you start to look as the movie gets to where it starts that buildup. And you're sitting here going, okay, this is about to get good. But what ultimately happens is it falls very flat. And as you sit and watch Mia enter the woods on her search and where she ends up, you still don't have the answers or even a clue to the person that is responsible for this craziness. And so I feel like that kind of takes away from what you are seeing. Even though, like I said, there's not a lot there, there is some. You almost feel as if there needed to be more of an explanation. Now, there's one situation where a book is brought up. And when you're looking at that book and it kind of has a clue for about 4 seconds, you really don't have any purpose as to why that book is brought into the scene and really the situation. And so as you sit and you try to figure out what is going to happen, by the time you figure it out, you're at the ending. And the ending of this movie was very lackluster. There is something about this ending that will stick in my mind as we leave 2025. Now, in a sense, it's symbolic. And you see that from what has already taken place in the movie. It is symbolic. I will give it that. But it was almost to a point where us as an audience, there was probably 15 of us in the theater, sat there thinking there was going to be more. So what is supposed to be this big end to a movie, we are still sitting here thinking, what's going to happen next? Is there more to this situation? And so ultimately, that last 15 minutes of the film and the way it ended took away the other 85% that was decent. And so it almost leaves you thinking, what was the purpose? Now, this was Chris Stuckman's debut as a director, and it was solid. I'm going to give him that. But now for rating. I think Shelby Oaks is about a 2.5 out of 5. I believe that's what I rated it on Letterboxd as well. It had the ability to be good, but there are just too many blunders throughout the film that kind of leave you thinking this needed to have more context. And so, in a sense, I liked it. In another sense, I did not. So it's kind of hit or miss. It's going to be one of those where people really enjoy, some don't. I do think this movie will do okay once it hits streaming. So Shelby Oaks is now out now. It's a horror movie, I guess. It's not scary at all, but it is okay. So for me, Shelby Oaks is a 2.5. Drop a comment and let me know if you've seen it. What did you think of it? Thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you all later.